You know, usually in a trilogy, the third movie is the weakest, but in this case, it's not. Welcome back, guys. I finally watched Thor Ragnarok, and I can say that I had a lot of fun watching that movie. And before I get into my review, yeah, I don't have anything Thor related. All I have is this Captain America shirt, so yeah. I'll be wearing this. But anyways, back to the review. The movie itself felt like it took a huge gamble on the humor because I was not expecting that at all. Usually, like the other Thor movies, the first one in the Dark World, they were pretty like dark and serious, and then the tone on this one completely shifted to the humor, and it was like more like lighthearted, and even the colors changed in this one, so that was pretty good. But the thing about this film is that since we're on the humor side, it actually somehow worked where it didn't take itself too serious, and me as a viewer, or your average viewer, I actually ended up having a whole lot of fun just watching like every scene that this movie was in. Like the movie itself was 2 hours long, but it didn't feel like it was a 2-hour movie because there was so many things going on that like just kept me interested in the film. Like in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, to me, I feel like the comedy itself was overused in a lot of aspects, and it kind of took me away from some of the scenes and moments that they were going for. So in a way, I enjoyed watching Thor Ragnarok more than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, so don't hate me on that. I'm just saying, I just prefer one over the other. The cast in this film was actually pretty good and on point. Like I said, a lot of it was humor, and I feel like everybody had the spotlight at some point. The whole thing with Thor and Hulk was amazing. I really liked Hulk in this movie because he was pretty funny, and it kind of reminded me of the cartoon version of himself, so I feel like they nailed that portion and they didn't go over the top with Hulk. So all the scenes that you see him talking in were actually pretty good, and you can actually understand him. And we finally get to see Thor be the God of Thunder, like, you know, like he's said to be. Like he has some really cool scenes where he looks like freaking Raiden, and he even does like the Raiden move from Mortal Kombat, like in one of the action sequences. So that was awesome. Cate Blanchett as Hela was actually pretty good in this film. Now, I wouldn't say she's gonna be a very memorable villain for me. I already forgot most of her stuff because in a way she is good. She's very funny too. So in a way, I feel like since the movie itself takes itself too cheesy and like funny at points, I feel like it doesn't really like help me remember her as much as like Loki or like Ultron. But now my favorite thing about this movie entirely, it doesn't even have to do with Thor or Loki or anything like that, but it was freaking Taika Waititi's performance as this rock creature called Korg, I think. And he was freaking hilarious. Like I could not get enough of him. He was really funny in every single thing up until the very end. Like I would watch the movie alone just because of that character. Like he was phenomenal, and he was just amazingly funny. As far as action scenes in this movie, I think they were pretty well shot and really realistic to me. They felt really fun, especially there's a lot of good scenes with Hela where she's fighting like the Asgardians and stuff like that. So I feel like those action sequences were really fun to watch. And also I feel like the Thor and Hulk fight was actually pretty well done, except until the very end. I feel like I wanted more. It didn't feel like as gritty as you would want a Thor and Hulk fight. The world building that we get around like the whole Grandmaster world or whatever, I felt like it was pretty real. Like it felt like its own thing. And I have a couple of questions because there's like trash just raining down on this planet. I really didn't understand why, but I like the world, and I like how this whole arena was built just for like gladiators and stuff like that. So that felt very believable, and also how they used the color palette to like make things pop more. I really like the use of that. And now to get into the whole Ragnarok thing, after watching this film, I still didn't understand, you know, what Ragnarok was really about. You know, like I know there's like videos out there explaining that, but like the movie itself didn't do a great job, at least for me. I really didn't get it because at the end of the film, they kind of like realize, I'm like, oh wait, it says Ragnarok for a reason, you know, and they kind of mention it throughout the whole film. But once we get to the end, it's like, oh, you know, Ragnarok here, boom, done. And the movie ends. And I was like, I still don't know what Ragnarok was about. But to me, that was like mainly the only negative about the film because I was so indulged in the humor itself. And you would say that the plot of this movie is pretty predictable too, because I mean it's just a fun movie to watch, and I feel like we've seen this type of like superhero movie before. Like in a way, it didn't feel like nobody was really gonna die, or in any case you knew who was gonna die because of the way the whole character was set up. So I would say that the movie is pretty predictable, but since it's so much fun, like I feel like it didn't like take it away, or it didn't bug me at all. So in the end, guys, I would say that Thor Ragnarok is a very fun movie. The action sequences themselves were pretty fun. I just wish they were a little bit more intense and gritty. Very fun movie. I recommend watching it, especially if you love Marvel. Like, come on, who's not gonna watch this movie? So I'm giving this one a 4.3 out of 5. It's not a perfect movie for me. Like I said, it's a very fun movie that I would just definitely watch again, especially because of Korg. But yeah, guys, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about the film, or if you haven't even seen it yet, what you think you're gonna get out of it, or what's your favorite Thor movie. I honestly think this one's hands down is the easiest best Thor movie there is. But yeah, guys, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the little bell at the bottom. Also, if you want to give this video a like and share it with some of your friends. But as always, guys, stay tuned.